Well, hello my crafty friends, and welcome to another YouTube video by yours truly, the Card Father. And as you can see, it's a Christmas card. So um again, if you like what you see, please like and subscribe and share my YouTube channel, and then you will get future notifications of when I upload new videos and new content. If you could do that, that'd be absolutely marvelous and brilliant, so thank you very much for doing that. And yes, as you could see, I've done a Christmas card. Now this is taken well, let me just put that all over there, and I have done some preparation, and I will give you all of that in a minute. But what I've done, this has come from the new indigo blue mixed media special, and it's number 12, and yeah, I liked it. So what do you get? Well, obviously you get the magazine. Let me just get this out for you, and you've got plenty of samples on the front. You've got a lovely sample there, and I'll go to the contents in a minute, and you've got more samples on the back, plus kind of a list illustration of all the papers you get inside. And obviously you get the magazine with ideas, and there's all your papers and bits and pieces, and your toppers if you need them. So you generally get about 2 or 3 sheets of each pattern. So yeah, so you got quite a bit in there, and obviously there's plenty of articles and reading stuff to do, and plus you get step-by-step guides of doing the cards that are in the magazine, which is quite nice. So that's the magazine. So what do you actually get? Let me put that to one side. Let me just pull all this out, and then you can see you've got a set of dies. Now this was interesting because I thought, oh yeah, you've got a robin there, you've got a bow, snowflake, star, and when I looked closer, I actually got the robin stamp, the robin die out, and just have a little, and I thought, I wonder, and I got that, and I just placed it on top of the robin, and I thought, yes, it does. So you have got a die that will cut out the robin stamp, so that is really good. Now the other interesting thing as well, which I'd like to point out as well, is the bow die. So you have got, so let me just put that up. So you can see that that die fits the bow stamp, so that is good. And again, I'll just excuse me, god, where did that come from? I'll just hold this up again, and you can see that that bobbin die, let me just get a grip with this, that robin die actually fits the stamp, so that is really cool. So so that is really good to know that those two dies fit to the stamps that you get in your collection. So let's stay with the stamps for the minute, and you get quite a number of, well, it's an A4 sheet of, I'll sort that out later. It's an A4 sheet of stamps. So you've got mistletoe, you've got the robin, which we've discussed, you've got some sentiments, you've got a nice background stamp little there, you've got this one here, which is nice, Christmas tree, Christmas pudding, a wreath, holly, and the bell, and you've got stars along the bottom, and several sentiments: peace on earth, have yourself a merry little Christmas, oh holy night, joy to the world, happy Christmas, glad tidings. So so yes, you've got quite a bit on there. Now stencil, you've got a nice snowflake stencil there. I hope you can see that. So that is quite nice, that's going to be useful. And you've got a few little splatters as well around, so that is quite good. And not only that, you get a embossing folder. So how cool is that? That is quite nice. And that with something like the robin just nestled on there. If you've got the robin, again, imagine it's stamped. You've stamped it, coloured it, and all the rest of it, die cut it. Just down in the corner like that. Be absolutely lovely. So it's a lovely little kit, even though I do say so myself. And it's one of those things, one of those kits where I think could last for several years. So I'm gonna just take the trouble to put this down because I do not want to lose it. And that will go like that. Cool. I'll put that to one side. So so that's what I'm using. I've shown you the card that I've done, which is this one here. So done the background, did the bell, and put it all together, and we've got a nice, and it's and you don't need a lot of materials for this particular one. I've kept it fairly straightforward purposely because I think this is the one time of year where we will make the most number of cards. It's Christmas cards. So I think for a majority of us, we need a kind of conveyor belt or a little system going that we can bang out these cards and still look pretty good. Okay, let's do some measurements. I have die cut a few things already. So I've die cut my big scallop circle. I've die cut my small circle white, and this is all taken from white card, basic stamping card, 300 grams stamping card. That's all I've used. And this is some scrap coloured card that I've had in my stash, which I've die cut obviously. I will give you some measurements because that is always useful. So let's start from the bottom because you're going to want to know what card blank I've. This is from a pack of cards in envelopes, and that is well, it's basically advertised on the packet at 6x6. But it's slightly shorter than that, so because they go into a 6x6 envelope, so it's slightly under. So that is 5 3/4 card blank, and I cut my background to 5.5 by 5.5 square. So that is my matte and layer card. So that will go on there quite happily like that, as you can see. And then the stamp background card, that goes down to 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. Now, if for those of you who want the new money, that is 13.5 by 13.5, and this one is down to 14 by 14, and in that one is going to, well, it is just slightly under 15 centimeters. So yeah, I would say that was 15 centimeters square. So if you do that, that is bang on, and you've got all your mats and layers to do that with. Right, okay, so first things first, let's deal with our topper, the bell, and let's do that first. We put that to one side and we can do that. I'm just going to grab yourself a bit of scrap paper, and I've got my stamping block. Yes, look at that, aren't I good? And I have got my stamps, and I am going to go in now. I mean, I've done the bell. You can use whatever one you want because they will all fit. Apart from the tree, you can get away with the tree. It was just a few of these bits that are periphery bits that will hang out. The candles will, the figgy pudding will. You might have a problem with the wreath. Definitely the mistletoe, if you take the stalk just slightly off. but the bell definitely, the holly definitely. So yeah, so the majority of these will fit onto this. So I'm going to go back in with the bell. And again, this is one of those cards where, in fact, I'm going to get the stamping platform for this, I think. No, I'm going to risk it. I'm going to risk it. And I used VersaFine Majestic Blue because it is such a lovely blue colour. And yeah, so that's what I'm going for. So stamp down onto the block and just light tapping all over the stuff. And you don't need to press down too hard on this, just as light little tapping all over. And then you, because it's clear, you can position these, you could just hover and then just down it goes. Now what I did do, because it was a new stamp, I did go over with a Versamark and stamped over it clearly first with the Versamark, and then I went in with the blue, you don't have to, but it just kind of seals the stamp. So if there's any residue on the stamp from the manufacturing process, it will, the Versamark will help to give you a clear image. So baby wipe, and then stamp cleaner, and we just put that out the way so you don't mess it up. And then just a little bit of stamp cleaner in with the and then and that is good to go. You see how clear that is and clean, and you know now that is good to go next time when you come to use it, and you know it's perfectly clean. So we can put our, while we've got the ink pad out, we can deal with our background. So I'm just going to grab my background piece of card, and the reason I'm doing this, I'm not going in to dive straight into colour that. I just want to make sure, even though it will be because it dries pretty instantly, I just want to make sure it is absolutely perfectly dry. So hence why I'm going to go in with, and I'm going to take this background stamp and use that, put that down on. Now for those of you who can't read music, obviously I can, because I played in a few bands and orchestras. I was classically trained on piano, flute, so that, I mean, you're not going to see that for the minute because I haven't, but let me just ink it up, and then that would help, and then you'll be able to see. If you want to get it up the right way, the notes here are all facing downwards. You want them, that is the wrong way, so that is the right way with the notes coming down. So as it says on the as you've got on the packet there, if I just hold that up, that is the right way. So cool. So with this, I just stamped, and it doesn't matter if you go over the edge of the card, that is deliberate, because it makes it look as though you've actually maybe have cut this from a bigger sheet of pattern paper or pattern card. So it just gives that illusion. And then we can do a little bit there, and we just keep doing this all the way down, and you're basically creating your own background patterned paper card. and all you need is an ink pad and a stamp, and you know, you can do your own backgrounds and it all coordinates lovely. So you know, I would encourage you to, if you want to, is to do more of your backgrounds, because it does help to coordinate all your designs together. So let me just pull this up so you can actually see what I'm doing. So light tapping all over. So I'm just going to go down to and then do one more. And then just might, but I don't know, I'm just gonna see, even I have to check. Yeah, I'm just gonna use the bottom bit, and I'm just going to very gently just do that. Cool, I'm pleased with that. So that is our background. So you have just stamped a background, and with no or very little effort. So put again that to one side, and we can now clean our stamp and give that a quick wipe. Dry it off. And then we can put our stamp back onto its sheet so we don't lose it, and then down onto its carrier sheet. Cool, we got those two. I'll put that there. So that's basically it for the stamping. So let's put that to one side. We don't need that. Now for the bell, I used Aqua Blend by Spectrum Noir coloured pencils, and I didn't go too madly with this. I just hang on. Just needed a water pen, and that's the one thing I forgot. Right. So I'm just gonna very gently just water. Because we've used a waterproof ink pad, then I'm using water-based colouring pencils, so watercolour pencils. So so I just want to give that a light water wash, and I used two different shades. So I used a light blue, which is Aegean blue, so that's kind of a light blue, and I didn't go over the top with the colouring because I didn't want to distract from the actual design. I still wanted the focus to be on the design, so I didn't want to be too distracting from the bell, because that is our main focus. And what I'm doing is just highlighting the bell. So I'm just doing a little bit. that would be all right for that. And then I'm just going to go in with a slightly darker blue. Just to go around the edges of the bow. Oh, sorry, you haven't seen me. So basically what I've done is just with the lighter colour, I've just gone just to do this again around the edges. Just purely right around the edges of the bell and the top. And then just a little bit around the bow, the ties. And then I've gone into the next colour up, which is slightly darker. And again, I've just gone over, but I haven't come quite so far in. I'm just keeping to the edge, basically. And just to give it some dimension. So, and then just a little bit around the edges of the bow, just to emphasize that a little bit. And then, as I say, I'm not doing too much on this, because I have done a few videos on colouring, so I don't want to label the point here. But you can see now what I didn't do on my previous one, which I'm going to do on this one. I've got a really dark blue and it's opal blue, and I'm just going to go around the very edge of the bell and the but I'm not going on the inside, I'm just staying very close to the outside, just to emphasize that bell. And it just makes it a bit more cool. So as you can see, it's just brought the bell out and the bows that little bit more. So that is kind of quite good. I'm pleased with that. So the last thing I did was I got my Wink Stella, which is like a little sparkle pen, and I just went over the entire coloured part of the bell that I've just coloured, and I just went over with the Wink of Stella and just did that. So when you have a look at it, it has got a little bit of sparkle to it, which is quite nice, and that's all I did. Don't need to do a vast amount, and that's basically it. That's all there is to it. So we have got our background, we have got our matte and layers, and we have got our card blank. So all we need to do now is just matte and layer all of this together, and there we go. So let's get some double-sided. So double-sided on all 4 sides. And again, if you want to, with the sides, you can put some distress ink around the sides and rough it up a little bit if you want, but I didn't bother. I've just kept it as simple and straightforward as I possibly can, because as I said earlier, this is the one time of year where you're going to make the majority or make the most cards for Christmas. So yeah, and they also, I mean, if you want to do more complicated designs, then I would keep those for very close family and relatives, and those people you're gonna hand gift those cards to, you know, hand deliver them. So it doesn't matter. So the postage won't be a concern. Just wrestle with this. There we go. Yeah, just be careful of that. But this one, it's fair. It might be just the weight, but it won't be too bad. So we can then put double-sided along the back of our. I mean, basically, what you're just doing here is just a nice topper to go on your card front. But the nice thing is, you've done it all yourself. You've hand stamped it, you've coloured it, so you've basically have done it all yourself, including the background. So there we go, 4 sides done. We can move that to down there. Now, the choices here are, you can have it tent fold, so the fold is at the top, or you can have it side fold, so the fold is on the side. So I'm going to go for tent fold because I've done the top fold already, so I'm going to go for a tent fold. So my fold is at the top, so we can just peel away our double-sided tape little tabs. And we can put that in there, and then we can mount our topper onto our, and then that will go onto there. So we have got put some so now in this bit here, if you wanted to, you could actually use 3D foam pads and then stick it to your to the if you wanted to. If you're hand delivering it, that'd be absolutely fine. So I'm going to put some more double-sided, because I'm going to have these relatively flat, I think, and just put a little bit. And also, if you've got a Christmas greeting die, like Merry Christmas, whatever you have, you can there's room to put one of those, some of that, onto the card. So there is plenty of room for that to happen. So I will show you in a minute. Let's just get a bit more down here on that. I think that would be enough. Again, usual trick that I've done before. Just go over with your bone folder and then cool, got all that. And then again, make sure you've got the card up the right way, and then we can just put down our topper, and there you have it, your first Christmas card. So as I said, you have got room to put a greeting, Merry Christmas, top or on the side. So, and there it is, your first Christmas card. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and thank you for joining me, and I will see you on the next video. And if you, like I said at the top, if you do like what you see, please like and subscribe, because that will be absolutely brilliant and it'd be very much appreciated. And I will see you on the next video. Thank you for now. Goodbye. Bye.